What if you could identify a manipulative person before they even finish their first sentence? Not through mind reading, not through paranoia, but through tiny, almost invisible behavioral cues that most people miss entirely. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Manipulative people don't always announce themselves. They don't wear warning signs. They blend in, they charm, they mirror. But once you know what to look for, they become impossible to ignore. We live in a world obsessed with likability. Social media rewards charisma. Networking demands charm. We're taught to be agreeable, to give people the benefit of the doubt, to assume good intentions. And manipulative people? They know this. They weaponize it. They've learned to exploit the very qualities we value most: empathy, politeness, trust. And because we don't want to seem judgmental or cold, we ignore the red flags. We override our instincts. But your brain already knows. It's been screaming at you from the beginning. You just haven't learned its language yet. Point 1. They test your boundaries immediately. Manipulative people don't wait to see where your boundaries are. They push against them in the first 10 seconds, gently, almost invisibly, to see if you'll push back. It might be standing too close, asking a question that's slightly too personal, touching your arm when they barely know you, making a joke at your expense and watching to see if you laugh along. Normal people apologize when they cross a line. Manipulative people take notes. If you let it slide, they've learned something critical. You won't defend yourself. And that's exactly the information they need. Point 2. Their emotions change too quickly. Here's the tell that most people miss: emotional whiplash. One moment they're warm and engaged. The next, they're distant or irritated, but not for any reason you can identify. And then, just as quickly, they're back to normal. This isn't mood instability. It's calculated. They're creating emotional instability in you, making you work to get back to that warmth, training you to chase their approval. Real connection doesn't feel like a roller coaster. It feels steady. If you're constantly trying to figure out what you did wrong, you're not the problem. Point 3. They make you explain yourself immediately. Manipulative people are experts at reversing the power dynamic in seconds. You'll make a simple statement, something neutral like "I can't meet tomorrow," and suddenly you're justifying it, explaining, defending. They'll respond with silence, a raised eyebrow, or a pointed "really?" And without realizing it, you're scrambling to fill the void. But here's the thing. You don't owe anyone an explanation for a boundary. Not in the first 10 seconds. Not ever. If someone makes you feel like you need to justify your no before they've even earned your yes, walk away. When you ignore these signals repeatedly, something shifts inside you. Your brain learns that your instincts are wrong, that discomfort is something to ignore, not honor. You begin second-guessing yourself in every interaction, not just with manipulative people, but with everyone.
Over time, this erodes your sense of self. You become reactive instead of responsive. You stop trusting your gut because you've trained yourself to override it.
And the manipulative person? They don't need to do much anymore. You've internalized their voice. You're doing their work for them. So, here's the question you need to ask yourself. How many times have you felt that initial discomfort, that tiny alarm bell, and talked yourself out of it? How many people are still in your life because you were too polite to listen to your own instincts? You don't need more time to figure people out. You need permission to trust what you already know. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. We'll be exploring more about trust, boundaries, and self-awareness in future videos.